Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, how are you? Fine.
Fine, thank
Fine,
you.
thank you.
Hi, Catherine. Hi, Paola.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, we are going to talk about the education in Colombia. Okay, please start with your topics. Paola, could you start?
Yes. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Well,
Hello.
I want to study to speak about the structure education in Colombia. First, the education in Colombia starts in a primary school. So, in Colombia, is 5 years in length in rounds from grade 1 through 5, with most children starting at age 6. The primary school curriculum set by the Minister of Education encompasses 9 educational areas. The education area is, for example, natural science, social science, art education, mathematics, humans, and well, that's areas.
Okay.
After that, they study to secondary school. In the secondary school are divided for two parts. One is the basic education, and then medical education. The medical education start when the children are the 10 or 11 grade.
Okay.
What we can attract. That track can be a technical track, business track, industrial track, agriculture track. Well, that. When they are studying, they have to present an examen de estado, that called IFES. In Colombia, we call that IFES. So after that, they study to higher school. In the higher school, we have three, I don't know how to say, a structure, and that is undergraduate, graduated, and doctor level. Undergraduate are three tips, that is technical, technology, and professional. And the graduated, that is postgrado, we found three tips, that is a specialist, a magister, and doctor. In Colombia, we have institute, professional, university, technical, and technology. Also, in Colombia, we have accreditations. The university receive permissions for the Minister of the Education, that give at this institute that their institutes are quality. The the um, the education are quality.
Okay, I
So
have a question. Do you believe that the present educational structure allows students to reach the quality and efficiency that is so with a structure that has not changed in more than 100 years? It's the same structure?
well, I have to say that yes, it has changed, but not enough. Maybe in Colombia we need get to solution some problems first. For example, I think that in Colombia we need economic resources for guarantee the quality of the education.
Okay, any question? Catherine, do you have a question to Paola?
Yes, I have a question to Paola. Really, such a large system is necessary in Colombia?
Good question. It's very
Uh,
longer.
Well, I think that yes, is necessary because we have time to prepare it very well for acquire that education that we really need for our formation for wanna be. For example, I study for be a teacher, and in the higher school I have to study 5 years. But I think that is great and is necessary to study all the time.
Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Gislet, what about you?
What?
Could you start, please?
Yes. Uh, my topic is education in Colombia, or ECD. Uh, uh, Education has been a priority in recent years. Goals are insufficient. The school network and educational offer have multiple benefits. A school organization facilitates community participation and flexibility in pedagogical approach. Wait a minute. Uh, Evaluate Colombia's policies and practice against the best approach in education and skill through the OECD. Analyze the main strengths of the educational system and the challenge it faces from education and early childhood care to tertiary education. Andres Fletcher, he offers recommendations on how Colombia can improve quality and equity to achieve the goal of being the most educated country in Latin America by the year 2025. The OECD encouraged the design of acquire ensure of orientation, integration, and economic support for with less academic training who would wish to enter the university. Finish. Some question?
Okay,
Yes.
okay, Paula, have a question, please.
Giselle, I wanna do a question for you. Uh, how should Colombia deal with rural education?
What? Please repeat.
How should Colombia deal with rural education?
Yes, with Armenia.
Okay, Gislet, you can ask question or later, but please,
Okay.
okay, it's okay. Catherine, do
Yes,
you
I am.
could you talk about your topic, please?
Yes, ready. Okay, guys, I'm going to talk about the assessment. Is one of the most powerful education tools to promote effective learning. It should be used in a way that increases student achievement. Instead, is successful when the students have the belonging of their apprenticeship, when they understand that the goals to which they are aspiring, when they are motivated, crucially, and possess the skill to achieve success. Without a DAF, the evaluation system must be present in education since it is not isolated tasks of the training process, creating, proposing, defining, and adopting an institutional evaluation. System is a fundamental task that the teacher has in conjunction with the education institution. The evaluation must be coherent, didactic, conceptual, and pedagogical. Initially, the evaluation criterion must be formulated in each one of the areas, establish the performance that the students must develop during the period, and establish the leveling activities for the student when they present difficulties in this definite performance and in their learning in general. The evaluation is the moment of reflection that culminates of the learning process of the activity. Evaluate leads us to improve and progress in addition to be an exercise responsibility. I'm finished.
Okay. Catherine, I have a question. Do you think that a change in the evaluation system motivates students from studying for their absence?
If the students are involved so that they give a fresh meaning to the feedback that arises from the review and reflecting in the evaluation process, the method used to evaluate them would be indifferent for them.
Okay. There are any questions for Catherine?
Gisley, you
Then
have a question for me?
What? Yes, please.
Ahora, do you have a question?
Please continue, Efraín.
Yeah, okay. I'm continuing. Okay, I'm going to talk about Escuela Nueva. Okay, Escuela Nueva is a project that was worked in the 70s thanks to the work to Vicky Colbert. Vicky Colbert is the director of the Fundación Escuela Nueva, together with the teachers Barry Leiner and Professor Oscar Mogollón during the 90s. The vast majority of rural school was included in this system. This system is called to the revolutionary because transformed the concept of the education. For example, Escuela Nueva left to students had more opportunity to learn by self. Okay, the role of the teacher in Escuela Nueva is not the traditional teacher that learn to the student. No, in the Escuela Nueva, the teacher is a facilitator. The education is a focus on the student and the extraordinary concept is that the community and the family is involved in the education of the students. Escuela Nueva had flexible curriculums, not as a structural solid that can change. No, Escuela Nueva facilitated the students to interact with others, promoting interchange and ideas, promoting develop skill. Yes, Escuela Nueva had one thing that is I consider is very very important. Yes, it's called learning corner. Okay, learning corner are the space or the place better where the student can find all kind of elements that they need to develop his activities in class. Okay, there are in the learner corner, there are space to mathematics, there are space to history, there are space, the all areas that the student have seen in this moment. Other is in Escuela Nueva, don't need to stay into the classroom. Okay, Escuela Nueva permits the student and the teacher this class out of the school. In the rural areas, when the project begin, the student with his teacher go to talking and working across the different space, watching the nature, have contact with the is very important to these students. It's also the concept of Escuela Nueva. It's very, very revolutionary, and this concept was sport to other countries, as Finland, Finland, don't remember how to say Finland in English, sorry, and other part of Europe is a very, very interesting topic. Okay, do you have any question about Escuela Nueva?
Yes. Which are the theoretical elements for these educational models called its Escuela Nueva?
Okay, the theoretical element is the transformation, the education in Colombia. Okay, this project started with a rural school when there are one teacher for all levels of the primary. And the transformation begin in the rural school, part of the necessity of transform the concept of the education. Okay?
Okay.
Yes, I have a question for you, Efrain.
Sí, sí,
Do you consider that the classroom should be modified? Is the answer yes? How would you do it?
Okay, do you talk about the classroom, the traditional classroom?
Yes, the traditional classroom. Do you consider is necessary to be modified?
Of course, all classroom has been modified because the classroom don't allow the student have the element that they need to develop activities. There are classrooms only with chairs, table, blackboard, and no more. No television, video game, no, or other elements that permit or allow the development of activities. With Escuela Nueva permit that transform the classroom, allow the student to interact with the other student, and allow learn to learn. That is the slogan of the Escuela Nueva: learn to learn, aprender a aprender. Okay, Paula, do you have a question? No?
Efrain, I have a question for you.
Okay, say it, please.
Escuela has had good results with the quality in their system of education, but what do you think that they need to be the best, one of the best system education in the world?
Okay, currently is the best system we recognize in other countries, right? And I believe that Escuela Nueva is needs more investment of the government. Okay, Escuela Nueva need to go are the cities. Escuela Nueva born in a rural school and stay in a rural school. Escuela Nueva need to go in Colombia a other place, for example, a private school, or for example, a public school, but in the cities, in the big cities.
In the big
Because
city, yes.
in the big cities, the system of the education is traditional. 100 years, the same system, no change.
Yes.
Okay.
I agree with you, Efrain, when it says that hopefully the new school system will be implemented in the national level in the other cities to Colombia.
Yes, it's the Colombia had a goal in 2025, be the best country in the education, about education in the Latin America. But I don't know if this government, the currently government, allow us that goal be achieved. It's very hard. Okay, we have long time talking, and I conclude this conversatory saying the next: more investment in education is needed. There is a great goal to achieve in 2025.
It's very difficult to meet by the date that the government established, but possible later this date is possible that Colombia great education.
Do you believe? I am pessimist.
Maybe, perhaps in 50 years old is possible.
Okay, I pray to God that is really. The education will be focused in the student. No? It's a very necessary change. The traditional teaching, in this case, focus in the students. The teacher need to prepare more for the future. The teacher need to change the role as a facilitator and not a traditional teacher that is magister busy. Okay, and I think that it's very important involve the community and the family in the development of the students. Okay, and more, someone want to say any more? Or finish the
No, no
conversation?
No
more.
more.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you very,
Guys,
very
thank you so
much.
much. It's a pleasure for me. It's a pleasure for me to meet you.
It's a nice pleasure to me, Catherine, Paula, Giselle. Thank you very much. Thank you for your work. I recognize your labor in this activity. Okay, thank you very much, and I see you very, very, very soon, right?
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you.